Hi there, you're in the Solana Wyckoff session, and besides the weekly Wyckoff stages we're going to cover, as well as resistance and support levels, today we're going to inject something new to the daily chart as well, and that's putting in the Wyckoff stage and Wyckoff analysis into the daily chart. However, one caveat is, whatever happens within the daily chart, it's going to be governed by what stage it is in the weekly. So don't be overexcited when I say a buying climax or a problem is about to come, because if we're at a late distribution stage in the weekly, even if we're going to have a distribution in the daily, it won't go beyond the limits set in the weekly. So let's take a look at it and see what I was actually talking about. So here in the weekly chart, we see we're at a post up first after distribution period, and that was the LPSY that we've just seen, and then we got a rebound from a sign of weakness, and currently it's being traded. Solana is being traded between the yellow and the pink line. I mentioned it a couple of weeks already that this pink 160, this yellow around 125 are the two lines that's governing whatever trading that's happening in this period. So it happened since beginning of June, as when the price entered in the last week of May into this zone. So for 5 weeks we have been trading in this range already. And then next, the resistance level, second level of resistance and support. So let me change this line so it's easier to talk about it. So this support line, the second level support line, is around $90. It can be a little bit higher, just like where this green candle stopped at around $95. So it all depends on where we put. If we look at the left hand side, the key is here. There were a bunch of consolidation activities. So this range from 90 to 95 is where the support would be. So it doesn't have to be an exact number, it's just a range, like I mentioned many times. So the purple is the second level of resistance, so this line I'm talking about here. So that's at around 180 or 185. So let me give it a nudge, and yeah, 185 by referring again to the automatic reaction as well as the second test level. Even this it shows that this line is a bit of support when it goes beyond this line. So these are the support resistance levels as well as the weekly Wyckoff stage. Remember, we are at a late distribution stage. And let's go to the daily now. When we look at the daily, so we talked about these downward trends and upward trends, and currently the price is outside of the downward trend zone already. The key thing, however, is still within this pink box. Like I said, it's pretty much being traded between those two lines. So let me extend this a little. So by looking at this, if we add in the Wyckoff stages, let's start with buying climax, and this was the buying climax, and we had a second test over here, and then an LPSY, the last point of supply. And if we keep on adding back the rest, that's the PSY period, the preliminary supply period, and a bit of backup and last point of support, plus you can call this as just a test, or if you like, even though we're in summer now, it's spring, that's called a spring stage. And obviously I don't want to move this box, I just want to copy this over, and that was should be a sign of strength. When we draw further, we will see. So that should be the selling climax naturally and automatic rally. Plus, this crazy period here, we see in a couple of coins that drastic pump is a bit of a crazy noise. That's why I don't like to do this Wyckoff analysis lower than the weekly level. Not only because it's noisy, because the whales are just not like working on a daily time frame. They've got big plans and they've got weeks and months of time frame that they're looking at. So that's the preliminary support. So that's how I would look at it. So we can add all those to these areas as well, but I'm going to skip it. So there was a two distribution going on, obviously. And okay, so here we are. Right now, just drag this over here as well. Well, if you ask, is this a selling climax and is this like an automatic rally? That's a possibility because this level is very close to here, right? So if Solana has already gone through its selling climax, let's assume it is, even though there's one hint that it may not be. Because when we look at here, look at these volumes, and look at here and these volumes, it doesn't seem to me it has gone through a very crazy period of selling. Look at these red bars over here. We don't see any of those. We are more like what's happening over here now. So I want to see higher or more volume before I say that like this one is a PS. It's not. It's the selling climax won't be here. I would say maybe it hasn't appeared yet. So this one, this tag I put in here is still tentative. That's why I would say I would put another tag here just to gauge where it is. If we see higher volumes and pushing the price down, then we can be more certain, or like we can say there's higher possibility that is a selling climax happening. Right now it's still a bit tricky, so I would put some tentative tags over here, and then let's say we move it to change it to a different color. Next time when we come back, we can look at it and see whether the Wyckoff stage has progressed and confirmed where the selling climax actually is. So hopefully this more frequent Wyckoff in the daily chart can give us a fresh perspective, and by answering one of the comments, the requests in the comments. Hope you like this, and that's all for today.